Welcome back to my channel. This is Nadine from Homelight Healing in Sedona, Arizona. Today I'd like to talk about how you know if you have entered a different dimensional reality while you're out in nature. First of all, you're not going to notice that you have if you are walking at robot speed and you just have your final destination to get to, just to take your picture and come back. If you are rushing and you're just focused on the end, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss your opportunities. So the first thing to understand is that you have to go slow. And that is actually one of the signs that you are entering a different dimensional space, is that you naturally feel yourself slowing down. You just feel like you've got to slow down your pace, and everything just actually feels like it's slowing down. So that is actually one sign, a beginning sign. And when you're in that space of being in slowness and presence, you may start noticing something pulling you in a certain direction. You start to be more in tuned into your inner gut, your inner intuition, your inner guidance that might nudge you in a certain direction. This could look like a path that you never saw before on a hike or somewhere where you're outside, and maybe you've been before regularly, but all of a sudden you notice another opening that you haven't been on, a trail or a semblance of a trail. Usually they're not so obvious. They're not like an established trail. And you feel very pulled to go in that direction, and you actually listen to yourself and you go. That is one step. And then as you are walking in this new direction slowly, and you're observing your surroundings, and you notice when you're standing still perhaps or resting, and an immense stillness in the air. Nothing is moving. There's no wind. The clouds are not moving. And there's no human sound. Often, that can be an indication that you have actually just crossed into a new dimensional reality. It looks the same, but it feels very different. There's a tangible difference in the sensation, in the energy. It almost feels like it's not real. This level of stillness could be, for some people, a little unnerving. But that's just because you've just shifted frequencies. And it may be new to you and unfamiliar. And if you allow yourself, there's actually an incredible deep peace that comes with that level of stillness. So I would give yourself the opportunity to enjoy it tremendously. It's not often we come across that these days. So, okay, so you have slowed down your hiking. You've noticed a nudge that you're following, and then that following presents itself in a space maybe you haven't explored before, so it is brand new to you on a level, and there is nothing and no one there. You will still hear animal or nature sounds, but the human sounds are oftentimes gone, and it's just you in this beautiful space. And it's quiet and it's so still. So I would take that opportunity to go inside of yourself a little deeper. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed, whatever you feel called to, but you might take a moment just to acknowledge what you're experiencing and acknowledge, oh, this is a little different. I haven't been here. There's no one here. It's really quiet. It's very still. Just be an observation. You don't have to make up a lot of stories about it. Just be an observation. And maybe use that as an opportunity to go inside and give thanks and gratitude, first of all, to connect with the environment. Say that you would like to connect with the environment. You're grateful to be here. And ask itself to reveal to you, is there anything that you'd like me to know or see? Is there any information you want to share? And see what you get. And see, actually, more than that, how you are feeling in your body. It's not really so much a mental process. Sometimes you get information, sometimes you see things. And it could be something that may be so simple as, wow, you just had an owl fly right next to you and perch in the tree ahead of you. And that's a sign, that's a communication, that's a level of dimension of frequency that is a little different. And oftentimes the dimensional shifts can be represented through the natural world. So maybe more animal interactions, you noticing things in your environment you haven't noticed before. Maybe there's caves, maybe there's a beautiful plant or tree you have never noticed before, something like that. It could be very, very subtle and simple. I think we tend to overcomplicate it. And I've been hiking for years and years and years in these spaces, not knowing necessarily that I had shifted dimensions. And now I'm really pretty attuned to realizing that I have. And it's an incredible experience. And the other thing you may notice is that you get incredibly tired. So because you've had to slow down and the frequency is actually making you slow down to be able to match it, you may also feel very, very tired. You may feel like you just want to lay down and rest. And that often is a sign. And feel free to lay down and rest if you find a rock. Oftentimes I'll do that and I'll have, an inner experience that's incredibly helpful for the space that I'm in or an obstacle that I'm working through or something on that level. So you may feel very, very tired. So I highly recommend that you have water as well with you and a little bit of food always when you are out in nature. Very, very tired. You may start to feel a little woozy, a little lightheaded. And there's oftentimes like this very blissed out space that's a little spacey feeling, but like, high bliss frequency. And so those are some tips to know that you have crossed a dimensional threshold. If you are someone who speaks the languages of light, that is also another key. You may start speaking it rapidly and it may just start coming through, and it may help you connect to whatever frequencies or energies are in that dimensional space that want to connect with you, and it helps you attune yourself to that environment, to that frequency as well. And there's a lot more I can say about the light language, but I'm going to leave that at this level. So just be in that space. Time is a little bit also, there's a sense of timelessness in that space. So really enjoy it, but it's a matter of observation and starting to notice as you're slowing down. You start to be in observation and you notice these things. And the more that you notice, the more things change around you. Your scene might look different than it did before. For me, I've seen, different spaceships in those environments, different faces in the nature around me, and different communication that comes through. It's always a gift and a blessing as long as you've always set your intention to that. It's a friendly experience for you, and it's beneficial, mutually beneficial, because you want to be in deep respect always of the nature around you. And you'll know when it's time to go, but just be cautious of maybe taking deep breaths, getting really grounded, because you might feel a little spacey, almost as if, similar to some of the symptoms of dehydration. You might feel a little woozy, a little ungrounded. So make sure that before you head back on the trail, that you drink some water, maybe if you have some food, just some grounding techniques, breathing into the body so that you're grounding, because you'll feel a little like, I don't want to say like the word drunk, but a little bit woozy and, heightened and spacey. So ground yourself before you head back, because you also may lose a sense of direction. Direction may feel a little different. So I just wanted to share that. The more and more we become aware and attuned, everything becomes new around us. It's very exciting, and we develop such a deep connection to our natural world that I find is infinite in its different layers and opportunities to connect and share. And more often than not too, so when I'm getting back on the trail, I'm getting back to my car or wherever, I'm quite tired. I'm very, very tired, and I just want to go back and rest and eat. But I'm also like super blissed out and super grateful. I feel like I've been given the greatest gift. Oftentimes, if I've had worry in my heart or something like that, it's lifted from me. So notice that too. You will leave changed. You'll feel like a different person, like you've just come back from another planet. It's another way to describe it. And in a sense, you kind of have, right? That's another keystone to knowing. It's like you feel like you've just come back from another planet, another space, and you're high, you feel high. And change, there's something that you feel noticeably changed inside. And so you can feel that over the days and what that is for you. Oftentimes a burden may have been lifted. You may have been given a gift. You have raised your frequency, so an opportunity or opening might come to you more easily. An idea might come to you more easily. It's such a gift. So stay in that heart space of gratitude and play, explore, have fun. There's so much there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please check back for more videos like this. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.